All right, let's take out a sheet of paper and we're going to do a quiz. Yes, hello. But I want to make sure you watch those quizzes. Okay? That's okay, but the test is coming up. So before the test, ideally, you watch all of the quizzes once. Good night. Just follow my idea, okay? Just follow my idea, okay? And then you will understand why I'm saying that once you take the test. So everybody on the video too, all right? Watch the videos. And I'm going to probably send you emails over or something. So now, you have a sheet of paper. Don't say it, write it down. I want you guys to tell me a landmark. Again, I asked for landmarks, for bones, and for muscles. I want you to give me a landmark that's in between the superciliary arches, right on top of it, in between, above the nose, in between the eyebrows. So what's the thing called in between the eyebrows? You have a list? Where's your list? You can't find it? Here's a list. Here's a list. All right, that's the first one. So that's number one. Then number two, we're moving away from the skull already. We're going to the bones of the spine. And on the bones of the spine, if they're not made like a puzzle, we have a few. We have a bunch of them look all the same, and then we have two that look different. One has a ring attached. It's just a ring. And one's the one that has this thing sticking up there in the middle of the body, that then the ring can fit in. What is that thing that sticks up called? What's that landmark? Oh, good one. All right. Then number three. And we're going to go right to the upper extremities. And I'm going to turn it, so this is kind of like that in my back, like that. So what I want you to tell me is, no, it's this side. What am I talking about? It's this side. What I want you to tell me is on the humerus, that's the humerus, the upper arm bone, there's two bumps, one here and one here. What is the bigger bump called? Oh, sorry, I can do that. What is the bigger bump called? That was number three. And then number four, I'm going to go to the pelvis. And the pelvis is like that, sits like that. That's the front, that's the back. These here are the sit bones. What are the sit bones called? That's number four. The sit bones on the bottom of the pelvis. That big bump. And then from there, I know we're moving quite rapidly, but that's all right. We solve it afterwards. We're going to go after that, we're going to go to the lower extremities. And we're going to bypass the femur, tibia, we're going to go all the way to the ankle. And I want you to tell me, what is the heel bone? That's the heel. What's the heel bone called? What's the heel bone called? Good one, huh? And then from there, number five, we got just about five more. So we're right here smack in the middle. We're going to go to the arm. And this is how it is in here. My arm, this is the muscle arm. I want you to tell me the muscle that's in the back of the arm. Back of the arm. Here. Ooh, it's a bit flabby there. In the back of the arm, right here. What's that big muscle called? Straightens your arm out. That's number 6. And then number 7, we got to go into the forearm. And we talked about in the forearm. We have, in the front of the forearm, we have 4 muscles. We got one that's here, going right across. Then we got one that goes to the thumb side on the wrist. Then we got one that goes all the way to the palm. And then we got one on the other side going to the pinky side. The one that I want from you is the first one, the one that crosses over. That muscle, what it does, it brings your palm downward. So it pronates your palm. Look carefully on your list. It pronates your palm. That's that muscle right here. Number 7. And then number 8 is on the other side. So now we're looking at the top side. So these muscles here, they extend the wrist and the fingers. We have a few of them. We have this big one is actually an upper arm muscle. That's the brachioradialis. You see that's on top. So not that one I want. The one I want from you is the one next to it. That's a muscle that's on the upper side of that where we extend. And it goes to the thumb side, anchoring into the wrist. What is that muscle called? These are hard, so you're doing great. Get home, pause the video, it'll take you time. All right, so we got that. That goes from the extensor to the wrist on the thumb side. Study it like that. And then, oh shoot, I should have prepared this here. Then we got a muscle here that's in the front. And I want to make sure I point that out because it's in the videos, but I haven't pointed it out in the class yet. That's a muscle here. It's in the front of it's behind the stomach and goes onto the vertebra in front of the vertebra. And then it anchors into the thigh. And it raises, it flexes the hip. It's a hip flexor. What is that one called? I know, we're going deep today, huh? That's why there's a video. What is that one called? The deep hip flexor. That's the action. And then last, number 10, that was number 9. And then number 10, we're covering that today. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The bolt fell out. We're actually also going to cover that muscle that we just did again. Number 10 is a muscle in the front. So these are the quadricep muscles. They straighten out your knee. There's 4 of them. I want you to tell me, what's the one called that's in the middle here? No. It's okay. These are hard. And this is material that you possibly haven't even looked at yet, depending. I understand. If not, we push you a little bit to look at it. Because we've got to get this test under our belt. All right, that's number last. That was 10. So let's solve the quiz. Number 1, anybody, you just shout it out. What we have here? The glabella, very good. That's the glabella, number 1. Number 2, we looked at the vertebrae. And we have this bump sticking up. What was that? The dens. The dens of the axis. The dens. So then that round vertebra here, that was the atlas, first vertebra on the neck, and it fits on top of the second one, which is called the axis. And then the bump sticking up, that's called the dens. All right, so that's that. And then number 3, we go to the humerus and we look at the outside of the humerus. We got these 2 bumps. The bigger one, what was it called? Anyone? The greater tubercle of the humerus. That's the greater tubercle. We have 2. The smaller one is called the lesser tubercle, and the bigger one is called the greater tubercle. They're right here. The greater tubercle. And then we go right to the sit bone. What is the sit bone called? Very good. Ischial tuberosity. Excellent. That's actually what we should sit on. We shouldn't sit on. Who's talking? I'm the one who has the worst posture sit. Anyway. And then we go to the lower extremities. We bypass everybody. Go right to the heel bone. Anybody? What's the heel bone? Almost. The talus is this cube-shaped one.
So calcaneus.
So it's the calcaneus, yeah. The two we learned. The talus is right here. You see that brings that foot up and down, a little bit sideways. This is also, screwed together. And then the heel bone in the back here, that's the calcaneus. Good job. Those are tough. You're absorbing a lot of information in a very short period of time. So I want you to be proud of yourself. Not to be lazy, keep running, but be proud of yourself. So then the next one we got, which was what? Number 6, is the one in the back here. What is that called? The triceps. The triceps brachii, to be exact. Because we do have another place where we have a triceps, and we're actually going to talk about that today. But I'm taking triceps, so if you write triceps in the test, you're fine. So don't be too alarmed about that. No, in the test, you got to be understanding. When you take that test, the program corrects it automatically, right? And I lay behind whatever I can think of names and misspellings and weird spellings that I can think of that you do. And so a lot of the terms it accepts, but some it doesn't, even though if you got it right. So when you get a low score, you don't freak out. Everybody gets a few points added most of the time, and some people get like 10 points or more added. Because if you spell a little wrong, and it's like it picks it up as wrong, it's like, I'm not going to take a point away. You can't come and say, like, guys, I meant to say the triceps, but you wrote the biceps. You can't say that, That's not going to fly. But everything else we can talk about. All right, then we go right to the forearm. And in the front of the forearm, we had this muscle that pronates the hand. What was that muscle called? The pronator teres. The palm down. That's why I said it pronates. So that muscle is named by its action. So that's one good way of naming muscles. And then we go to the upper side, and we said we bypass the brachioradialis. What's the one next to it called that travels towards the thumb? And I said it was on the back side, right? The extensor side. So this is the extension. So the muscle is going to have the name extensor in it. And then I say it goes to the wrist. The wrist is called, in Latin, they call that carpal. So extensor carpi. And then it's on the thumb side. That's where the radius runs. So it's going to be the extensor carpi radialis. To me, that's the easy. It's complicated, but at the end, it's still the easiest way that I can make sense of these top muscles here. Where does it go? What does it do? No, first, what does it do? Extension or flexion. Where does it go? To the carpals. You're also going to have one that goes to the digits, like extensor digitorum. That's another place it could go. And then the third word in four of those muscles is which side does it go? The radial side, which is the thumb, or the ulnar side, which is the pinky. So that's how you figure out those names. I know, you guys are doing great. Hang in there. We're almost done. Number 9. Oh, anybody had that one? No? That muscle is called the psoas. And PSOAS.
And what has the lash? Psoas and like
Iliacus? Yeah, the iliacus is right next to it. They're the same. So they're actually using the word psoas for this belly, the word iliacus for this belly, or because they go into the same place, they call it together the iliopsoas.
Oh, but it's too much.
But it's really two origins, yeah. But it does the same function. So it's neurologically it's two muscles and all of that anatomically, but from a functional understanding, it always works together.
Okay.
If I find a problem here, I find a problem here. Also, I mean that's what I look for. And yeah, PSOAS. Psoas, on the last part of the column there at the bottom. And the way I remember it, the psoas gives you a sore ass. Because it refers pain into the butt area. And a lot of people, they have that problem in the front, and if I go digging in the front, then the back feels better. And so, but somehow, for some reason, people remember it when I say that. So that was the psoas. What does that do? Oh yeah, it gives you a sore ass. And then the last one I have here is in front of the thigh goes the quadricep muscle and pointed to the one on the inside by the big toe, the medial. What was that called? Last group. Huh?
Vastus lateralis?
Vastus medialis. So the one that goes on the inside, the medial side, which in the leg is by the big toe. That's the vastus medialis. The one that is on the other side is the same muscle, it's just on the outside. That's the vastus lateralis. I mean, it's the same type of muscle. And then we have the one on top that goes up and down. What was that called? Anybody? It's right in that fourplex there. The first, the rectus femoris. The top one there, above the vastus. And then if you actually take the rectus femoris off and go here, you have the vastus intermedius underneath the thing, the rectus femoris. So that's where you got your four quadriceps muscles. Good, excellent.